Hey, what's going on guys? Tom here, and in this video I want to show you how to use generative fill and the object selection tool to save yourself a ton of time when you're editing your product photos. I actually did this on a whim when I was editing this photo for the last video that I just shot, the 4 best camera angles for product photography. I just wanted to try and see if it would work, and I was blown away by the results. I pretty much have been doing stuff the old school way because it's what I know. In the past, a lot of the AI stuff that Photoshop hasn't been the best. So now the times have changed. This stuff works really, really well, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So let's just jump right into the computer, and I'm gonna walk you through everything. I'm gonna keep it hopefully pretty quick and show you guys how to do this super easy stuff. Let's get into it. All right, so we're in Photoshop. Let me give you guys a little quick run through of what we're dealing with here, what we're trying to achieve with this edit. So this photo is obviously a product tilted, and to tilt it, I had to use this plexi rod, which it's kind of hard to see because we're looking straight through it, but you can see the shadow of it on the surface here, and I almost called it the surface. I don't know why. And I can see the reflection from it on the surface as well, and you can see where it connects to the back of the tube. We want to get rid of all that stuff because we want it to just look like it's effortlessly tilted and, you know, magical. So in order to do that, in the past, we would shoot a background plate where it's just the background with nothing on it. It would just be path tool around the whole thing, mask it out. It's like a whole process, and it would take a lot of time. So I wanted to just try and use our old pal, Generative Fill, our new pal really, and I'm pressing L for lasso, and I'm just going right around the plexi rod here, and I'm making sure to grab part of the tube. Then I'm gonna press Generative Fill. I'm not gonna type anything, and I'm gonna press Generate. This is pretty quick because I don't think there's too much computing going on here, and let's just see what we get from that. It's gonna give us 3 versions here, and already you can see it's kind of remarkable. The removal of the plexi rod is not the remarkable thing to me. What's insane is how good it looks on, you know, taking the tube and making it look like seamless. It's absolutely crazy. So that looks great. We're gonna go back to the background, and I want to remove this plexi reflection next. I can kind of see it going here. And we're gonna do generative fill again. And through the magic of editing, you don't have to sit through that generating. Let's click on these 3 and see if there's anything that stands out in a good way or a bad way. To me, it looks pretty good. So we're just gonna leave it on the first one is fine by me. And let's get rid of this guy now. So this is kind of where I thought this might look pretty bad, because when you look at this, you're just kind of like, how on earth is it gonna recreate that? But spoiler alert, it does it with pretty much no problem. So let's just see how this looks in a second. And again, it's gonna give us 3 variations up here. It is crazy. Look at how good that looks. It's unreal. So we can pick through. I don't like that one. That one's pretty nice. This one looks most realistic to me. So we're gonna go with number 1, call that good. And then I'm going to press spacebar to bring up the temporary hand tool. I'm gonna go right around this. And again, we're just freestyling here. So let's see what we get. So we're gonna press generate. Again, I'm literally sitting here with my jaw on my lap when I did this first edit because I just couldn't believe it. The time saved. So I don't love that diagonal. I kind of want it to go straight across, and it looks like this one does it for us. So that's perfect. So I'm gonna go with the middle one. And again, that's pretty much it. Honestly, you could be done with this picture right now. I know there's some little scratches on the surface and dust on the product, and we could get into the weeds and do that, but I don't want to waste your time. However, I want to take it one step further. I want to get the text looking super nice and popping off on people's 10% brightness iPhone screens that have been smashed with hammers or whatever people do. I've seen a lot of crazy phones in my life, and we're gonna try and help these guys out. Luckily, it is just white screen printed ink on a red tube. A lot of times when you shoot cosmetics and beauty products. There's iridescent packaging. It gets a little hectic. What would normally happen is you would have the client send the retoucher some artwork and they would superimpose it over the pack. We're not doing that. We don't have the budget for that. I don't know anyone at Tower 28. I just want to get this text a little bit whiter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm up here on the object selection tool, which used to be, you press W for it, used to be just the magic wand, which was called the tragic wand in the biz because it didn't work very well. But the times have changed and this is truly, truly remarkable. Again, I did this on a whim. I didn't think it would work. It looks so good. So what we want to do is we want to go and zoom on in. A couple of things to note here. We want to make sure we're on the lasso because we want to be able to get around wherever we want. And by getting super zoomed in, it just helps the computer kind of figure out what you want to do. So that's my experience of using it very briefly at least. So as you can see, boom, it selected the text. And obviously I think with a higher contrast area like this, it's going to look better. So now that we have that selected, that's going to be our starting point. So we're going to make a curves layer and I'm going to just bring it all the way up to the top. And you can't see the mask because it's so teeny tiny, but it's there. And to prove it, we will just brighten that up and click on and off so you can see. So that's sick. And we're gonna go around this little blurb here and we're gonna see what we get. So again, that looks good to me. We're gonna hit Option Delete to fill in our mask here and click on and off there. Looks pretty good. So I'm gonna make this loose lasso around this entire area here and it looks really good. I don't want the edges to look super, super crispy. So I'm gonna go into Select, Modify, and Feather. I'm gonna feather it 0.5 pixel and I'm going to press Option Delete and then Command D to remove that. Guys, we're looking primo right now. So I want to zoom way in because we have some super teeny tiny text down here, which did give me a little bit of a problem, but we're going to be okay. So we're still on W and we're going to go around. I'll show you what I mean. If I go around this whole, what's going on here? If I go around this whole section, it actually worked perfect. So we're going to just save some time and hit Option Delete. Wow, looks great. And then let's try this one. This is the one that gave me a hard time when I was doing this edit. And as you can see, yeah, it gets a little broken up here. So Command D. So what we want to do is we're going to zoom way in and we're going to go one word at a time, which is still obviously much faster than doing it manually. So that's looking good. We have a big word here that I can't pronunciate because I don't speak Francois. So let's see. that looks better. Sorry to my French friends and some of my Canadian friends. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm not even gonna try and pronounce this word. I almost said pronunciate again. Thanks, Lil Wayne, for the grammar lesson. Okay, so we missed part of the U here. So we're gonna Command Z that and then Command D. And let's just go 0.5 word at a time. Yeah, that's better. Sometimes you have to do that to just help the computer understand what's going on, because it is a computer after all. And even though it's smarter than us and it will take us over one day, you know, we just got to be nice to it for now. Okay, let's go with the slash and then this number. Cool. And then the fluid ounces. And that looks pretty good. So when we zoom out, looking at that red so close makes your eyeballs real sad. So clicking on and off, you can see that is a tremendous difference. And if we go super tiny, like how it would be on a phone, it's almost, I want to say, too bright. So I'm going to just kind of chill that out a little bit. And even just that subtle enhancement just makes all the difference in the world. So Command 0 makes it full screen again. That looks great to me. Obviously we can go in and clean up all these little scratches and the dust and all that, but I just want to keep it simple for this little video. So let's add one more thing that I forgot, which is I wanted to see if we could get rid of this little dark spot here. So this dark spot is just a print on the back that kind of shows through because it's super thin plastic up top. So we are going to zoom on in And I'm going to hit L for lasso, and I'm just gonna make kind of like a loose-ish box around this area. And generative fill, generate. And we're gonna see what our old pal technology is capable of here. And here we have our 3 variations, and honestly, they all look pretty good. This is not something that anyone would ever notice there was any imperfections in. I'm gonna go with number 2 on this one, I wanna say. Zoom on out, maybe it'll be easier to tell here. Actually, I like number 1, it's a little brighter. So there we have it. So what I wanna do now is I want to stamp the visible layers, and then I'm gonna turn off all the changes that we made. And with a quick on and off to see everything here, it is crazy how just a few minutes in Photoshop can completely change your image, and you don't have to send it off to a retoucher sometimes. And you can do a lot of stuff yourself. You can get pretty far with just doing it yourself in Photoshop with a couple of basic tools. So again, I'm just super impressed with the tech and the AI that Photoshop has implemented. I think if you're like me and you've been using Photoshop since 20 plus years at this point, it's just crazy to see how far the technology's come and how much time you can save and do stuff yourself, not have to manually go around the product, not have to manually select the path, not have to use channel layers and all that stuff, channel masking. It's just so much easier now. So I hope that the generative fill and the object selection tool help you guys save some time and take your pictures to the next level and make them look even better than they already do. If there's some stuff in the old Photoshop app that impresses you, let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking to learn about new stuff, and maybe you guys can teach me some new tricks as well. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out.